We all want to succeed, don't we? But here's something we often forget. Success is something you attract by the person you become, not something you seek. You know, striving for achievement may drive you to dissatisfaction and fatigue, because the more you strive for it, the more it appears to elude you more and more. Yet when you concentrate on becoming the sort of person, you no longer need to seek success if it comes to you naturally. Let me ask you a question. What type of person are you becoming when success finds you? That's where it all starts, you may be wondering. Developing your character is the first step towards becoming someone who attracts success, enhancing your routines and mental clarity. My friends that are successful are drawn to particular traits, including discipline, tenacity, generosity, honesty, and a want to be with individuals that make the world a better place. People who are intentionally living their life are drawn to those who are always developing and evolving. Let's speak about objectives, since there are individuals with a vision and goals. Without specific objectives, it is impossible to attract success. You must have a destination in mind. Many individuals make the error of navigating life without a defined path, and they question why success seems so distant. I'll explain why the wandering don't achieve success. It concerns those who know exactly what they want and are prepared to pay for it. What is the cost now? It's a sacrifice of discipline, time, and effort. However, you must take the first step and decide what you would desire if I asked you today. Could you tell me what you want to achieve in the next 5 years? Could you please respond in a clear, concise, and convincing manner? If not, I can tell you immediately. You must be clear if you want to attract success. Action follows clarity, and action produces outcomes. The route gets clearer when you know what you want. Don't get me wrong, however, it won't always be simple. Actually, it's not often, but you'll be headed in the correct way. And those who are prepared to take constant action are the ones that succeed. Disciplined behavior toward their objectives, even in the face of adversity, and trust me, things will become difficult. However, the key is that difficult times don't endure because tough individuals do. Therefore, you must grow tougher in order to become a person who draws success. Smarter and more robust. The more your objectives, the greater the challenges. However, the challenges are there to strengthen you, not to stop you. I had nothing when I was 25 years old and broke. I mean that I have nothing in my pocket, nothing in the bank, and little hope for the future. However, I experienced something that permanently altered the trajectory of my life. When I first met Mr. Schoff, my mentor, he told me something that really got to me. "Jim," he replied, "you must change if you want things to change." That was enlightening. If you want things to improve, you must improve. I had been holding out for a change in my situation. However, Mr. Schoff showed me that it was about me and not about my situation. I was the issue, but if I wanted to draw success, I was also the answer. I needed to change into the kind of person that would attract success. I thus began to improve myself by reading books and attending seminars, looking for mentors and making every effort to enhance my habits, abilities, and mentality. Then things began to alter gradually but steadily. Why? Because I was evolving, and that's what matters. My pals. When the possibilities shifted, I realized that success is something you attract by the person you become. Everything changed when I changed, even the individuals I encountered. However, it all began with me. Let's discuss behaviors, because you must develop the proper habits if you want to attract success. Your future is determined by your behaviors. Even with the greatest of intentions, if your habits conflict with your objectives, if you want to be physically fit, you will have to work for it. However, you often miss the gym and consume junk food. Will you become in shape? Of course, this isn't the same as success. If your behaviors aren't conducive to success, you can't expect to succeed. What are your habits then? People who are successful have certain habits. They read, make plans, act, evaluate their progress, rise early, and maintain concentration. One important thing about them is their constancy. It's more important to do the right things every day than to accomplish something spectacular once in a while. Consistent work, not sporadic effort, is the foundation of success. It's simple to be enthusiastic for a day, but I'm telling you, that's not easy. Perhaps a week, but can you maintain your enthusiasm and commitment for months or even years? The magic occurs there because of the constancy. However, it's not only that you need the correct practices, but you also need to have the correct attitude. If you have a bad perspective, it's like the dirt in which everything else develops. It will be difficult for you to attract success if it is filled with uncertainty, anxiety, or limiting beliefs. You must have faith in your ability to become the person who draws success to you. You must have faith in your ability to do big things, because don't get me wrong, believing alone is insufficient if you don't believe it. However, believing is the cornerstone. That is where it all begins. You must have faith that things may change in your life and that the future will be better than the past. The expression, whether you think you can or think you can't, is probably familiar to you. You are correct in saying that your perspective affects your reality. You will remain stuck if you think you're trapped, but you can grow if you think you can. You will develop, which is why you will become someone who draws success. Begins with changing your perspective. So how can you achieve that? You must be cautious about what you let into your mind, even if you are providing it with useful knowledge, due to the fact that your mind absorbs everything around you like a sponge. Guess what? Your ideas will be shaped if you surround yourself with negative, pessimistic, and fearful individuals. However, if you read books that motivate you and surround yourself with good people, your perspective will change if you spend time with individuals that push you to improve. It is necessary for you to begin thinking differently, and once you do, you're going to start behaving differently, and once you do, you'll begin to see diverse outcomes, and connections may play a significant role in this. Who you become is greatly influenced by the people you spend time with. If you spend time with pessimistic individuals who lack ambition, who are happy with mediocrity, it will be difficult for you to draw in success. It's important to surround oneself with positive and inspiring individuals, people that push you to develop, and those who share your goal of bettering themselves. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future, goes an ancient proverb. It's true that the people you spend the most time with shape who you are. Therefore, consider your social circle and the people you spend time with if you want to attract success. While I don't advocate removing everyone from your life, I do suggest that you should be being deliberate about who you let impact you. Be in the company of individuals who hold you to high standards, who are moving forward, and who have faith in your abilities. Because such individuals will encourage you to improve, and when you do, greater things come your way. I discovered something intriguing when I began working on myself. The people around me began to change, because I was changing, not because they were. Some of my former pals with whom I used to hang out had lost interest in my activities. They didn't want to read the books I was reading, nor did they want to discuss big concepts or success or personal growth. And I came to the realization that not everyone would accompany you. Some individuals will remain where they are on your path to success, and that's all right. However, if you want to move on, you must be prepared to let go of connections that are preventing you from moving ahead. As you can see, every connection has the power to either lift you up or draw you down. There is no compromise, so consider, Do the people in my life encourage or discourage me from pursuing my goals? If you're serious about becoming the person, be truthful with yourself. You must match your connections with your goals if you want to attract success. I understand that it's not always simple and may sometimes be unpleasant, but sacrifice is necessary for success. When I began hanging out with my mentor, I realized that you can't hold on to everything and expect to advance. Mr. Schoaf exposed me to a whole new set of individuals who were succeeding, individuals who achieved success, and I'm telling you that everything changed as a result. I saw how these individuals thought, behaved, and carried themselves. They were focused, disciplined, giving, and hopeful. They thought that plenty, not scarcity, was the way to go. It affects you. I began to act with more purpose and dream larger, because since I was surrounded by individuals who were already leading the sort of life I want, consider who you are learning from. If you want to draw success into your life, who are you patterning it after? My friends, you need role models who have previously achieved success because they leave hints. You don't need to start from scratch. Look for those who have accomplished your goals and take inspiration from them. Examine their routines, mentality, and habits. If you follow the correct patterns, success is predicted. I did just that with Mr. Schoaf. I followed his lead and paid attention to his counsel, and it completely altered the course of my life. Now, let's discuss worth. Being a valuable person is necessary if you want to attract success. People who are only taking up space are not drawn to achievement, to those who make the world a better place, and this is the secret. Your chances of success will increase as you provide more value. However, what does it mean to offer value? It involves assisting people and finding solutions to issues. It implies that successful individuals solve problems and give more than they get. They provide answers rather than complaints, and they look for ways to make the world a better place. When others perceive barriers, they see possibilities. So consider how you may provide more value. How can you address more significant issues and make a greater contribution to your work, company, and community? When you establish yourself as a valuable person, chances will start knocking on your door, because those who give more than they receive are rewarded in the world. Always keep in mind that the degree of your achievement is directly related to the magnitude of the issues you resolve. If you resolve little issues, your success will be limited. Solving large issues will lead to tremendous success. However, it's important to remember that developing into a valuable person involves more than merely finding solutions to outside issues. Working on your inner self, character, integrity, and ethics is equally important. People that live by a set of principles and don't take shortcuts or cheat are the ones who draw long-term success. They act honorably and don't lie, since trust is the cornerstone of all success. You won't go very far if people don't trust you. You may make some short-term gains, but it won't be genuine success. Be a trustworthy person, since trust is the foundation of long-term success. Jim, the way you do anything is the way you do everything, Mr. Schoaf informed me. This implies that taking shortcuts in one part of your life will have an impact on other ones. Being dishonest in one area of your life will cause it to permeate other areas of your life. If you want to become someone who attracts success, you must not compartmentalize your character. Start by examining the little things. Are you fulfilling your obligations and maintaining your word? Since it's in the little details, are you giving it your all even when no one is looking? Everyday choices that shape your personality, and your personality is what eventually draws or hinders achievement, which I want to discuss presently. Discipline is one of the most crucial traits that attract success. Without it, you won't go very far. The link that connects your objectives and accomplishments is discipline. It's the capacity to continue when the first thrill fades. It's the capacity to maintain attention in the face of distractions by adhering to a plan. And I'm telling you that there will always be stuff to distract you, attempting to divert you, but self-control is what keeps you on path. Discipline is what distinguishes the successful from the failed, the victors from the losers. When things become difficult, most individuals quit up, but those who are successful, they persevere because they possess the self-control to complete the tasks at hand. They know that success is not about emotions, even when they don't feel like it. It's about upholding morals and doing the right thing every single day, regardless of how you feel about it. Most individuals don't naturally possess discipline, and I wasn't one of those people. Fortunately, discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Similar to how you develop your physical power at the gym, you may gradually increase your discipline. It begins with little choices, such as waking up half an hour earlier than normal. Perhaps you complete that job at work, or you continue your exercise regimen even when you would prefer to remain in bed. Every time you make a discipline choice, even when you're exhausted, you're building your discipline muscle. And it becomes easier with time, but keep this in mind as well. When you discipline yourself to complete the tasks, discipline is about respecting oneself. You're honoring yourself by stating that, I'm worth the effort, which you know you should do. My objectives are worthwhile, and people will respect you if you respect yourself. Those are attracted to those who value themselves. Therefore, that's another way to attract success. They hold themselves to high standards. Therefore, if you want to succeed, set higher goals for yourself. Don't settle for mediocrity. Establish higher goals for yourself. Another effective strategy to help you become the person who attracts success is to practice patience. You see, success is a process rather than an event that happens all at once. While the majority of people get upset because they want results right once, but in reality, success takes time. You don't plant a seed now and expect a tree tomorrow. It's like planting a seed. Your achievement is like watering, nurturing, and giving it time to flourish. You must have patience, be ready to work hard, and have faith in the process. Being patient doesn't imply doing nothing. It means working harder, becoming better, and taking action. It implies realizing that every action you do is bringing you one step closer to your objective, even if you don't see results right away. Too many individuals quit up too quickly because they lack patience, even when development is gradual, to see the results of their efforts, but those who are prepared to wait will succeed. Those who are prepared to persevere and stay the course. In the modern world, when everything happens instantly, patience is a rare attribute, my friends. Quick access to knowledge, instant contact, and instant satisfaction. But here's the thing. True success, the type that endures, isn't immediate. Rather, it develops gradually over time, brick by brick. And patience with the process is the only way to see that success materialize. When you speed through the process, as the proverb goes, haste makes waste. You lose out on the development, the lessons, and eventually the success. However, having patience is not the same as just sitting back and waiting for things to happen. Being patient means realizing that while you work, the results will appear eventually. The magic of compounding, my friends, is in believing that your efforts will compound. The little actions you do on a regular basis throughout time produce enormous outcomes similar to sowing that seed. It will ultimately develop into a sturdy tree if you water it today, tomorrow, and the day after that. The same holds true for your success. Every little progress, every controlled activity, and every effort adds up. And for this reason, persistence and patience are a certain way to succeed. Now that we've discussed patience, let's discuss perseverance. Because tenacity is the desire to continue, if patience is the capacity to wait. Without perseverance, you cannot attract success in any situation. Life will put you to the test. There will be failures and setbacks, and there will be times when you wonder if it's all worthwhile. But I can assure you that perseverance always pays off. Persistence is often the one factor that separates those who succeed from those who fail. Though they are often the most tenacious, successful individuals aren't usually the most intelligent or gifted. No matter how difficult things become, they never give up or get disheartened. Tell me, are you prepared to keep trying even if you fail on your path to success? Even if plans don't work out, because I'll tell you straight away if you're not going to stick with it. You must have tenacity and be tough if you want to attract success. Success doesn't belong to the person who never fails. Therefore, you must be prepared to get back up after yourself each time you fail. When life knocks you down, it goes to the one who doesn't remain down. And you'll get back up, pick yourself up, and go on. That's how you draw success. Now, let's talk about perseverance in more detail. Working intelligently is more important than simply working hard. Without a plan, perseverance is like jogging on a treadmill. You need to be persistent with a purpose if you're working hard but not making any progress. You must have a strategy, a roadmap, and know where you're heading before making adjustments. Adjust course as required. Occasionally, failures aren't the result of not trying hard enough. It's because you must alter your strategy. Perseverance does not imply doing the same thing again and over. Again and anticipating various outcomes, it indicates that you are still dedicated to your objective, while maintaining a flexible strategy. That's another trait of successful people. They're flexible and ready to adjust their approach. They are receptive to new ideas and don't get mired in one style of thinking when the need arises. Novel strategies and methods, and that's crucial. Since things change all the time, what worked yesterday may not work tomorrow. Therefore, you must be open to changing, developing and gaining new abilities in order to seize new chances. When I was first starting out in company, I found that the more flexible you are, the more success you will attract. I had a vision of how things ought to turn out if I put in enough effort. Though things didn't always go as planned, everything would eventually fall into place. Sometimes my plan didn't work, and other times my company wasn't expanding the way I had hoped, and I could either adjust or obstinately continue doing the same thing. And I'm glad I decided to adjust, since I began learning new techniques for connecting with people and marketing. Fresh approaches to time and resource management, and you know what? It really made a difference. Success didn't happen as I had planned, but it did because I was prepared to adapt. So consider if you're adaptable enough. Are you prepared to alter your strategy when life throws you a curveball and the current one isn't working? Because in reality, things seldom go precisely as planned. Unexpected difficulties and unplanned events will always arise, but those who draw success are those who don't let problems stop them, since they are ready to adapt. They find a way around them, adopt new tactics instead of holding on to outdated ones, and remain goal-focused. However, they are adaptable in their strategy. Now, here is one of the most crucial elements for drawing success. The value of having a positive outlook to draw success into your life. You must keep an optimistic attitude. I'm not referring about wishful thinking or naive optimism. I'm referring to an attitude that sees possibilities where others see issues. I'm referring to a mentality that, no matter how difficult things become, doesn't let you give up. You see, a positive outlook is like a magnet for achievement. Positivity attracts positive people, good chances, and positive outcomes. However, negativity makes you reject all of those things. With a pessimistic outlook, you can't attract success. It's like attempting to cultivate flowers in a weed-filled garden. Positivity does not imply ignoring reality or acting as if everything is flawless. When it's not, what it does indicate is that you decide to concentrate on the answers. It implies that you seek for the lessons in every obstacle rather than the issues. It indicates that you hold on to hope even when everything else seems lost, and I can assure you it's a strong state of mind. You build something even more precious than achievement when you maintain your optimism in the face of hardship. The key to long-term success, my friends, is character development. As success built on a foundation of strong character is more meaningful than success without it. That's the kind of long-term success, so how can you develop a positive outlook? You begin by managing your attention if you are fixated on the bad. You'll feel bad if you dwell on the negative or what you lack, but if you concentrate on the good, you'll feel good about what you have and what's right. It's that easy. Start teaching your mind to concentrate on the positive, since what you focus on grows. Find the positive side of any circumstance and begin to express gratitude, since this is the first step to a cheerful disposition. When you're appreciative of what you have, you make room for more positive things to enter your life. But if you're always whining, being thankful and positive are magnets for success. But if you're always thinking about what you don't have, you lock that door. Every day, spend a few minutes writing down 3 things for which you are thankful. Just 3 aspects in your life that you value are plenty. Nothing more. It may be your well-being, your family, your job, or your possibilities. And here's what will happen. As you practice thinking positively, you'll begin to notice more and more things for which you are thankful, and you will attract greater success the more thankful you are. Being thankful generates good energy, which is why a grateful heart attracts miracles. It attracts more positive things into your life, and this is now a crucial element in developing into the, if you wish to attract success, you must take personal responsibility. You must accept full responsibility for your life. You cannot make excuses or place blame on others. People who are successful accept whole responsibility for their situation. They don't play the victim. They are aware that while they have no control over everything that occurs to them, they do have influence over how they react. Because the main factor that determines your success is how you handle life's obstacles. Too many individuals spend their lives blaming their situation, their economic background, their employer, and their spouse. The fact is that as long as you're placing the blame on anything or someone other than yourself, when you accept responsibility, you are relinquishing your authority. You regain your authority and accept that, while you cannot alter the past, the perspective of someone who attracts success is that you have the power to influence your future. Rather of waiting on external factors to improve their situation, they take action to improve themselves. They improve things. The foundation of being a person is accepting responsibility. When you stop blaming other forces, you'll notice who draws success. When you take responsibility for your choices, disposition, and behavior, you will realize your full potential. It's when you quit waiting for things to become easier or for the ideal chance to present itself, and you begin establishing the conditions necessary for success, because my pal's life reacts to action and resolve rather than to wishful thinking. I want to be clear about personal responsibility today. This is about accepting the result rather than criticizing oneself when things don't work out. If you fail, and you will sometimes fail, learn from it and move on. Avoid seeking someone or anything to place the blame on. Instead, consider what I might have done better and what I can learn from this. This is what personal responsibility looks like. How can I do better the next time? It's about learning from each failure and using those lessons to become stronger. When I first began my path, I was more intelligent and ready for the next challenge. I learned early on that if I wanted to improve, I had to learn from my failures. I recall having trouble in my early business endeavors, and I couldn't afford to place the blame on anybody else. It was very easy to blame the market, the economy, and even the individuals I worked with. But then I had a flash of insight and understood that I had to take responsibility for my outcomes, good or poor, if I wanted to succeed. And everything changed when I did that. I no longer waited for things to go better. And I began to better myself. That change in perspective was crucial. The fact is that personal accountability results in personal empowerment. Success is drawn to those who take more responsibility for their lives because they have more ability to alter them. There is no power in blaming when you are in charge of your life, your choices, and your destiny. However, accountability has a lot of power, so I'll ask you again. How far you go will depend on how much responsibility you are ready to accept for your accomplishment. However, accepting responsibility does not imply that you must do everything by yourself. One of the most common misconceptions is that success requires doing everything by yourself, which is untrue. You need individuals, mentors, a group, and a network of support. Accepting responsibility entails being in charge of selecting the appropriate individuals, establishing the proper connections, and placing oneself in the appropriate settings. You must look for relationships that will advance your development and take responsibility for having the proper people around you. And that leads me to another crucial idea if you want to draw success your way. You must choose carefully who you let into your life. We have discussed the significance of your connections. However, I want to stress that you must intentionally choose your affiliations. I'll show you your future if you show me who you spend the most time with. If you're surrounded by poisonous, negative, and narrow-minded people, attracting success will be extremely hard. But if you surround yourself with good, ambitious, forward-thinking individuals who are pursuing their own goals, I adore this ancient saying, you'll naturally start to rise to their level. Iron sharpens iron, so spending time with sharp people makes you sharper. People are determined and inspired. They sharpen your mind and push you to think more broadly. To improve your performance and boost your expectations, which is why it's crucial to be aware of success in your circle, requires you to be surrounded by others. It's not a lonely endeavor. People who challenge you and inspire you, and who holds you responsible for reaching your full potential. Now, here's another crucial tip for drawing success. Giving back may seem contradictory, yet if you want to draw success, you must put more effort into giving than receiving, since success isn't about what you can obtain from the world. It all comes down to what you can provide. The more you give, the more value you add to other people. Life is like that. The more success you attract, the more success you will attract. You have probably heard the ancient adage, you reap what you sow, before. You will experience success, richness, and contentment if you plant compassion, generosity, and worth. Those who are always considering how they might assist and serve others are the ones that draw the greatest success. How do I change the fact that they aren't concerned with what they can obtain? They concentrate on what they can contribute, and by doing so, they create an atmosphere that encourages achievement, comes easily to them. Here's one example. Consider the world's most successful companies. What do they all have in common? They address needs, solve issues, and provide value. They are committed to provide their clients with the greatest service or product available, and they draw extraordinary success because they are committed to giving. The same idea holds true for your life. If you want to succeed, concentrate on how you can make other people's lives better. When you do that, success will begin to come after you. You may be asking how I may start making a bigger difference and improve other people's lives. Little acts of kindness and giving your best at work are the first steps. It doesn't have to be something elaborate or grandiose. Seeking opportunities to assist in whatever manner you can is key to having a good impact on those around you. Moreover, the more you contribute, the more you develop. You gain knowledge, experience, and character every time you make a difference in someone else's life. When you become a person of worth, success comes to you like a magnet. That's what draws success. Allow me to reveal to you one of life's greatest pleasures is to help others. There's a tremendous sense of fulfillment in knowing that you've had a beneficial effect on someone's life by assisting them in achieving their objectives or conquer an obstacle, which is what makes life meaningful. Because success is a natural byproduct of living a life that is full of meaning and purpose. Since you're leading a life of contribution, it comes naturally to you rather than something you have to seek. Therefore, pursuing something is not the key to being the person who draws success. Developing the traits and behaviors on the inside is more important than working on the exterior, and the attitude that attracts success into your life organically. It's about accepting responsibility, persevering, being upbeat, and contributing. Success will come to you when you concentrate on being that sort of person. You won't need to seek it out.